What's going on? So, originally I was going to film this video about something about, I filmed something the other day. It was fighting off Depression 54. And I had this philosophy that came to me. I think it was in a dream. And I woke up and I was like, oh, that's so interesting. You know, everything we really do in life is to have small increments of happiness. And I think that's very true. However, I think that's very dangerous. Because I woke up this morning and the first thing I thought of was like, holy crap, that video I filmed about doing everything in life that's small increments to find happiness was completely wrong. It's completely wrong. You know, and you know, going back to like Viktor Frankl and Solzhenitsyn, yeah, and all these people that went through these massive Holocaust in Germany and Russia. They both came up with the same conclusion, which life isn't about finding happiness, it's about finding meaning and fulfillment and pursuing things that are meaningful. And I find that in my life, when I'm most healthy, when I'm really fulfilled and happy and everything's great, it's because I'm taking on things that are meaningful. I'm not really focused on finding happiness. I'm just doing things. I'm just doing things that I find that are meaningful. And for me, a lot of what I find is meaningful is just sitting here in stillness and just looking at nature and just walking in nature and just being. Don't really think that much. And I have to stop doing so much. And that I always do things. I always feel like I need to be doing things for other people, or doing things for myself. And I guess a lot of that is tribalism and basic need of tribal survival, where you kind of have to prove your worth to a tribe, you know? Because if you don't show up and do things to help people, it's going back in evolutionary times. Those people that weren't considered helpful or useful were driven off from the tribe, killed, or they fell down the ranks of, you know, being seen as a useless person or a useful person. And And that doesn't really feel that good when you feel that way. So I guess a lot of the times when I feel the need to do things for people, I think that has a lot to do with the way we're made up as humans. And I think a lot of it has to do with conditioning as well. How you were raised, how hard you are on yourself, how hard your parents were on you, grandparents, whatever. So, it's important to know your weaknesses and tackle your weaknesses. My 3 weaknesses, for sure, I know this for a fact, because I sit with myself so much, and I try not to think about what my weaknesses are. They just come to me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Usually it's when I'm walking, when I'm sitting here, and there's really no thought in me at all. I'm like, oh, crap, really? Oh, that's why I do that. Just sitting with yourself and just... Because we all understand and we know what's wrong. Deep down, if you allow yourself to experience it and feel it, you'll get the answer. You just sit with yourself long enough. For me, I have 3 weaknesses. There's a yogi at my door. My first weakness is that I'm way too hard on myself. Hold on, dude. That's alright. Let me get it. My second weakness is that I'm way too hard on other people, for sure, without a doubt. And I think I'm really way too hard on other people because I'm way too hard on myself. So my second major weakness is really my first weakness. My third major weakness is that I feel the need to fix things. I find what needs to be fixed, and I try to fix it. Whether they're places, situations, people, I try to fix things. And instead of allowing things to be, I try to fix things. And those are my 3 major weaknesses. And they impact my life. They impact my life quite greatly. So I think it's important to figure out what your weaknesses are. Spend time understanding why they're your weaknesses, and then tackle them. So you could become a person that enjoys being alive. And because your weaknesses are there for a reason, and once you tackle them, they could seriously change everything about you. And they could change also how you impact others and how you affect other people. Life is about finding meaning, not small increments of happiness. But you gotta tackle the things that you need to do every day, and I think that's very important as well. Just to find peace and to find a successful, I don't like that word, but successful future. So every morning before I leave the house, I do the dishes, I make sure that everything that I need to do gets done. And I tackle those things as soon as I'm done with cooking in the morning, so I can just be like, alright, all the things I needed to get done today are done. Now I can actually enjoy my life, spend time with people, not be stressed or worried about time or the future. I can actually just be and just enjoy life and be present. And I think that's very important. You don't have to be a slave to yourself, but you have to be very wise and know that one of the reasons why you have to do things like do the dishes and those type of things, is so you could have less stress in your life in the future, and so you could be more present. And then after a while, you won't see those things as chores anymore. You'll just see them as opportunities to be in the present. For instance, when I'm doing dishes, when I'm brushing my teeth, whatever I'm doing, I try to be as present as possible, without thought, without trying to rush. See everything as a meditation. And everything you do in life is meditation. And you're always in the present moment. But in order to be in the present moment, you need to give yourself enough time. Wake up earlier. Be responsible for time management. Be responsible for everything you do. Be responsible for all of your decisions. Take on responsibility for all the words that come out of your mouth, so you don't hurt other people. But the only way to not hurt other people is to lead a meaningful life, a fulfilling life where you're present. There's so many things, man. There's so many freaking things. Hence the reason why I'm on Fighting Off Depression 55. There's so many freaking things. Life's hard, man. No shit. It's hard. And whenever you think you got it under control, something else happens. You lose somebody. Somebody passes away. Somebody that you've been working with for 2.5 years decides to leave and work somewhere else. There's so many things, man. I was once drinking this butter tea. It was like I don't promote drugs at all, but it was a butter tea, and it was like a cannabis tea. And I had 2 cups of it, and it was extremely powerful. And I had this vision of life being an oak tree. And the oak tree was life. And I realized that that oak tree is never really solid. You know, it's always changing. It's always shaky. It's never solid and placed firmly into the ground. And no matter how much you try to control the oak tree, it's always shaky. So you have to wake up and you have to work on yourself every day. You have to do things that you find meaningful every day. You have to work on friendships. You have to be there for people. You have to be very true to yourself. You have to follow this gut instinct, intuition within you. And when it tells you when to stop doing something or to change direction or change course, you have to listen to it. And if you don't listen to it, like your life just gets destroyed. Like you have to follow it, whatever it is. So many things. Alright guys, have a great day. Fighting off the Depression 55. 5-5 baby. Have a good one, man. Peace.